Coach, first impressions of the first game here at the Coachella Valley Invitational against MLS opposition?
Yeah, I think it's a good day for us because we've been training really hard. You play against yourself, you play against USL teams, it's good. But then you know the barometer when you start playing against MLS competition. And overall, 100% commitment to the ideas. And now there's a lot of clarity in terms of what little adjustments we need to do better to make sure that we can finish a game, with a win, right? But at the end of the day, we created a lot of chances. We gave up some chances too, so we're not happy with that. But we did create a lot of chances. This is what we said from the beginning. We're going to go after the game. We're going to score goals. It definitely could have been 2 goals or more.
What did you see on that set piece that led to the first goal, crossed by Chucky up to Patty McNair? What did you see in that play?
Yeah, we've been working a lot on set pieces, so we prioritize that. We'll do that. We'll do set pieces multiple times a week, not just in the day before the game, because we think it's a clear advantage if you're well prepared in those.
Do you feel like the transitions, getting counterattack, is a thing that the team will probably have to work on moving forward?
Yeah, 100%. So just reading clarity of possession in terms of on the opposite side, when our possession doesn't look so good, how are we positioned? Are we far away or are we closer? Also, how well we're able to anticipate and defend the depth in behind us. Being a little bit clearer with the ball, right? Taking what the opponent gives us, whether that's central or wide. But 100%, we have a lot of guys though who haven't played in this league, and they've come from leagues that the transition is totally different. This is a transition league, so this is exactly what we needed.
Coach, also you have players that have played in this league, but you have players, like you said, that haven't played in this league. How do you cope with the amount of games and amount of travel that's within this league?
That's a good question for about 6 months from now. But what we're doing is we're preparing them for the reality of what this league is. So we showed them a map of what our travel schedule will look like, but we superimposed it onto a map of Europe, and it creates a pretty clear picture of how many miles these guys will be doing. So we do that because we think about, okay, what is challenge, and then we take this as an opportunity to embrace that.
Any individual highlights of players or performances that stuck out for you, especially those who are maybe trialists or fighting for that starting 11 role, perhaps?
In terms of, not in terms of trialists, but in terms of just in terms of our play, I think Irving and Anders finding a connection to each other. You saw them target each other, winger to winger, multiple times. I think that's going to be massive in our league. And then even just with Marcus in terms of how Marcus complements those two. I think I see a lot of positives about the front three. Of course, we need to become more consistent. We need to be able to do it in over 90 minutes. But at the end of the day, we did a double day 2 days ago. We knew we were going to play this game fatigued. Part of the challenge was to do that. Now we try to get fresh and start thinking about freshness and execution.
Coach, you guys are also part of the Right to Dream group. So how does the Right to Dream help you guys improve as a club?
It just gives you clarity about who you are, right? So it makes tough decisions a lot easier because we have to stay within the principles and the style of play, but also the values of Right to Dream. And thank goodness I'm 100% aligned with it, and I have the same convictions as Right to Dream does for them. So it makes my job a lot easier, even though at some point some people will say oh, why don't you adjust this or why don't you adjust that? It just makes it very clear what we do and how we improve.
And what do you tell us about Alvarado? He put a full 90 shift, playing at right back and then kind of transitioning to that center midfield. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Jesper has a little bit of a knock. Hopefully he'll be back on Wednesday, but this guy steps in, play a position. He's played probably 20 minutes of training in, right? And so he's a complete warrior. Is it easy for him? No, that was a tough task. We know that the best players in this league are wide and on the final line, So he got exposed a couple times, but he also did some really, really great plays. And then overall, he's been impressing us in the midfield. He's a midfielder. He's a young guy, hungry, really, really smart. And I don't think it's fair to evaluate him as a fullback. He has 20 minutes of training and then plays against NYCFC, who's a pretty darn good team, right?
High comments from head coach Mikey Varas letting us know that you trained 20 minutes as a fullback and then put on a shift there and then transition back to the midfield. What was this experience like for you?
Honestly, it was a fun experience. I'm always available to help the team in any way that they need. And it was 20 minutes, but obviously with the help of the teammates, my center back, the coaching staff. Obviously, we went over a few clips, and honestly, it helped a lot to be able to feel comfortable. It was a tough start, but we obviously grew into the game, and I felt good overall. So just thankful for the opportunity.
And so what are some aspects of your play style that you're ready and have been prepared to showcase to Coach Mikey Varas? And so far here in the real life games, what's the best aspect of your game right now?
I think just the getting up and down the field, the explosiveness and the calmness on the ball. I think that helps out a lot. And obviously, to play right back, you need to have some of that. So obviously, I'm thankful for the trust that they put in me to be able to play in that position. And I try to give it my best to, try to do my best out there.
And then how can you describe that difference? You are playing with USL teams, now playing with against the MLS team. What are the difference in just that different gear, or what can you experience on the field?
Yeah, obviously I think the gear is a lot more intense. The intensity is high. As you can see in the game, there was a lot of moments where I got caught up high and had to come back. And obviously those are things that I'm still learning and hoping to get better at. But I think the level is higher. I think it's the normal. But we're working on it every day to get better and be able to be at that level. So it's a day in, day out situation that we're working on, and hopefully we could get there sooner than later.
So just as far as this game, I mean, you were playing as a fullback. How about playing as a center mid? Would that be easier for you in the MLS, or you think a right back would be easier?
Honestly, I mean, I played center mid my whole life. But I really think I could be, a right back as well if the team needs me. I'm here for the team, so any position that's there, I will always give it my best. And I think wherever Mikey needs me, I will be able to give my 100%. If it's good or bad, I don't know. I think time will tell, but I will always give my 100%. My intensity will be there, and as long as the team needs me, they can count on me.